Imagine you fire off this line in an email. Each of the data points are important, and we've collected them since 5 years. You know exactly what you mean, and yet something in it sounds off. Two things, in fact, are sitting right after each. And since 5 years, when we really mean for 5 years. Small words, but they quietly break the sentence. Verbal ability is all about patterns exactly like these. Which word fits a gap? Which version of a sentence is right? What a word means in a line? How do words relate? And what a short passage truly claims. Once you can see the shapes, they stop being guesswork. Let's meet them. Almost every verbal question is one of 5 shapes. Shape 1, sentence correction. You are handed a sentence and you spot the grammatical slip, then fix it. Shape 2, fill in the blank. A word is missing, and the logic of the sentence decides which one belongs. Shape 3, the word analogy. Two words are related in some way. You name that relation, then find another pair that matches it. Shape 4, meaning in context. A word can mean several things, and the surrounding sentence picks the one that is live here. And shape 5, the short passage. You answer strictly from what the text says or implies, never from what you happen to believe. 5 shapes. Let's crack them one by one. Start with the most common shape of all. Subject-verb agreement. The verb must match the real subject, singular with singular, plural with plural. The whole trick is finding that real subject, because the sentence loves to hide it behind an extra phrase. So find the true subject, skip the phrase in between, then match the verb to it. First one. The list of items is on the desk. Which noun is the sentence really about? Not items. Items just sit inside a describing phrase of items. The subject is list. List is singular. So the verb is singular is exactly right. The nearby word items is a decoy. This sentence is correct as written. Now the one from our email, each of the data points are important. The phrase of the data points pulls your ear toward points, plural. But the real subject is the word each, and each is always singular. Each one. So the verb should be is, not are. Each of the data points is important. Third, the amount of errors are high. Same trap dressed differently. Of errors is only a modifier. The subject is amount. Amount is singular. So it takes is, the amount of errors is high. See the pattern? The word right before the verb is almost never the subject. Fourth, a special rule. Neither the manager nor the assistants were present. With neither no or either or, the verb agrees with whichever subject is closer to it. The closer subject here is assistants, which is plural, so were is correct. Had it read nor the assistant, singular and nearest, we would switch to was. It leans on the nearer noun. 3 more grammar slips worth knowing on sight. First, tense that jumps. She opened the file and saves it. Opened is past. Saves is present. The sentence trips between 2 times. Keep 1 time frame. Since we began in the past, saves become saved. She opened the file and saved it. Both feet in the same tense. Second, a versus an. And the rule is about sound, not spelling. An R, because R opens with a vowel sound, the H is silent. But a university, not an, because university starts with a U sound, which counts as a consonant. An engineer opens with a vowel. A user opens with you again. Always trust the sound the word makes. Third, prepositions, and the famous one, since verses 4. Since points to a moment. Since 2020, since Monday. For measures a stretch. For 5 years. For 2 hours. So since 5 years is wrong. 5 years is a duration. It must be for 5 years. She has worked here for 5 years. Quick test. A set of values are given. Pause the video, decide whether it is correct, and if not, Fix it. Find the true subject first. I'll wait. The subject is set, one set, which is singular. Values only sits in the phrase of values. So the verb should be is not are. A set of values is given. If you caught that, subject verb agreement is yours. Next shape. Fill in the blank. Here you don't guess a nice sounding word. You read the logic of the sentence and it tells you what must go in. Watch for the signpost words. Contrast words like but or however mean the two halves clash. Cause words like because or so mean one half drives the other. Addition words like and or moreover mean the second half piles on more of the same. First, a contrast. The plan looked simple. Blank, it failed badly. Simple, then failed. The two halves pull in opposite directions. That clash calls for a contrast word. Therefore, and because signal cause and signals addition only however marks the turn. The plan looked simple. However, it failed badly. Second, a countable versus uncountable choice. This version has blank errors than before. The key word is errors. And errors are things you can count. 1, 2, 3. For countable things, we use fewer. Less is for stuff you can't count, like water or time. So it's fewer errors. Fewer for numbers, less for amounts. Third, between versus among. Split the prize blank the three winners. Count how many parties share it. 3. Between is for exactly 2. Among is for 3 or more. With 3 winners, it must be among. Split the prize among the 3 winners. And fourth, a cause. The bridge closed blank, the river flooded. The flood is the reason. The closure is the result. That reason and result link needs a cause word. Although and whereas signal contrast, unless signals a condition, because gives the reason. The bridge closed because the river flooded. Your turn on the blank. He studied hard. Blank, he still failed. 4 choices. So yet, because, and pause. Read the logic and pick the one word that fits. Studied hard and yet failed. Those clash, so we need a contrast word. So, and because both point the wrong way toward cause and only adds, the answer is yet. He studied hard, yet he still failed. The word still was your clue. Shape 3. The word analogy. It looks like this. A is to B as C is to what? The single colon reads is related to. The double colon reads in the same way as, and the method never changes. Name the relation between A and B in plain words. Then apply that very same relation to C. The trap is always a word that relates the wrong way. So pin the relation down first. Take a first pair. Wheel to vehicle. Say the link out loud. A wheel is a part of a vehicle. That is the relation. Part to whole. Now carry the exact same link to cog. A cog is a part of a machine. So the answer is machine. Part to whole. Matched. Second pair. Study. To success. The link here is cause and effect. Study leads to success. Apply cause and effect to negligence. Negligence leads to failure. The answer is failure. The same arrow, cause to effect. Third, a subtler one. Drizzle, to rain. A drizzle is a milder, gentler form of rain. This is a relation of degree. Match the degree with breeze. A breeze is a milder form of wind. Answer, wind. Notice the direction matters. Weak to strong, not strong to weak. Fourth, key, to lock. A key opens a lock. A relation of function, of what one thing does to the other. So what plays the key's role for an account? A password opens an account. The answer is account. Same job, new pair. One more to be sure. Doctor to patient. A doctor serves and treats. A patient. Professional to the person they serve. Line it up with teacher. A teacher serves a student. Answer. student. 5 relations seen: part, cause, degree, function, and role. Name it, then match it. Your turn on analogies. Author is to book, as composer is to what? Options: orchestra, symphony, piano, concert. Pause. Name the relation first, then choose. Name it. An author creates a book, so we need what a composer creates, not an orchestra or a piano. Those are performers and instruments. A composer creates a symphony. The answer is symphony. Creator to creation, held steady. Shape 4. Meaning in context. A word can carry several meanings, and your job is to choose the one alive in this sentence. So read the whole line, hunt for the clue, a result, a ton, a contrast, and pick the meaning that fits. Never grab a word just because it looks impressive. A synonym in context. His remarks were cryptic. No one understood. What does cryptic mean here? The clue is right there. No one understood. If nobody understood, cryptic must mean hard to understand. Loud, lengthy, friendly all miss it. The fitting synonym is obscure. Context, not the dictionary, made the choice. Now an antonym, the opposite. Water was scarce, so we rationed it. Rationing confirms scarce means in short supply. What is its opposite? Rare and hidden are near synonyms, not opposites. Costly is unrelated. The true opposite of scarce is abundant, plenty. For an antonym, always flip the meaning. Don't just find a similar word. Shape 5 in 2 parts. First, the para jumble. You are given sentences out of order and asked to rebuild the paragraph. Find the opener, the one that introduces the topic fresh, with no pronoun leaning on an earlier line. Then follow the linkers, words like it, this, or over time that point back. And end on the closer, a today or a finally. Here are 4 sentences, shuffled, P, Q, R, S, but scrambled on screen. Read them once and look for the one that could start cold. P is the opener. The internet began as a small research network. It names the topic outright and it borrows nothing from before. That is our first sentence. Q must come next. It connected only a few universities. That it can only mean the internet. So Q has to sit right after P. A pronoun always needs its noun first. Then our over time, more institutions joined. Over time carries us forward from those few. And S closes it. Today it links billions of devices. Today lands us in the present. So the order is P, Q, R, S. And there it reads cleanly, in order. 1. P. The internet began. 2. Q. It connected a few. 3. Are over time more joined. 4. S. Today it links billions. A story that flows from past to present. The order is P, Q, R, S. Your turn to order. 3 sentences, labeled A, B, C, scrambled here. Pause, find the opener, follow the pronouns, and put them in order. A is the opener. A seed is planted in spring. It starts fresh, no pronoun. B follows. It sprouts and grows, that it meaning the seed. And C closes. By autumn, it bears fruit. The season word ends it. The order is A, B, C, spring, summer, autumn. The second part of shape 5 and the sharpest skill. Inference? Here you answer only from what the passage says or fairly implies, never from what you personally believe. Read this short piece about meetings. First claim: participants may lose focus. Scan for support. The passage says attention drifts. That is losing focus. And may is a soft, careful word. So this one is supported. The text backs it directly. Second claim: all short meetings beat all long meetings. Now be strict. The passage said, short meetings often work better. Often, not always. The claim swaps often for all, it strengthens the language beyond what the text allows. So it is not supported. Upgrading often to always or some to all is the single most common inference trap. Now, the traps that catch people. 1. The decoy subject. A set of values. The subject is set, not the values sitting in the phrase. The word nearest the verb is rarely the real subject. 2. Smuggling in your own beliefs. If you think long meetings are always bad, that is irrelevant unless the passage says so. Answer from the text alone. 3. Reaching for the dictionary over the context. Light can mean not heavy, or illumination, or not serious. Only the sentence decides which is live. 4. The wrong direction analogy. If A to B is cause to effect, then C to the answer must be cause to effect too. Same kind, same direction. Drizzle to rain is weak to strong, never the reverse. 5. The sneaky double negative. Not unlikely does not mean unlikely. The two negatives cancel, so it simply means likely. Untangle them slowly. And 6. Being seduced by the hardest word. The rare, impressive option is a trap. Pick the word that genuinely fits the meaning, however plain it looks. Let's log the whole map in, each shape to its one-line method. Sentence correction. Find the true subject, then match the verb to it. Fill in the blank. Read the logic cue, contrast, cause, or addition. Then choose the word it demands. Word analogy. Name the relation in plain words and match it in kind and direction, meaning in context. Let the sentence, not the dictionary, pick which meaning is live. Parajumble. Find the opener, follow the linkers, and end on the closer. An inference. Take only what the text says or clearly implies. Never upgrade the language, never add your own beliefs. Hold these 6 lines, and verbal ability turns from a guessing game into a set of clean, rule-driven choices.